That's not funny.
Oh, and the world's going crazy.
Stop, drop, and talk.
We've got no time for bullshit.
Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's Stop. Stop, drop, and talk.
Has nothing to say.
Stop and talk time! Stop and talk time! Hey! Yeah!
Oh my lord.
Here we go.
He is so
Here's the mood he's in.
excited.
I'm on a leash. This is so weird. I'm so used to having a microphone that I'm holding, but I'm on a stand right now, so this is very strange. I'm like trying to stay still. Hi guys, how you doing? Everybody,
Good.
welcome to Stop, Drop, and Talk. My name is RJ Hale, and with me, as always, is the incredible, the talented, the beautiful, the amazing. What can I say? It's Eva Steele, everybody.
Hey, that's me. Excited to be back with you guys for another week, another fun week of this stuff. And of course, we still have B-Rock here. And every week I got to ask, what is on your shirt, dude?
Oh, I know, right? I'm going with the Los Pollos Hermanos shirt today. Breaking Bad, come on, one of my favorite. Yeah. Also, one thing we need to talk about is what's wrong with your eye? Yeah, tell everybody. So I got a little bit of a black eye under here. So basically, I don't know if you've heard of Lair. It's like live action interactive role play. So I was trying to defend. I was a medieval knight trying to defend my lord. And no, I'm just giving you shit. That's bull crap. No way. No. My buddy owns a sprinkler business, and I've been kind of blowing out some sprinkler systems lately. It's easy money, quick, kind of fun. You got well, dipshits are us over here. I was rolling up the hose, and there's like a big solid end on it, and it just uppercut me. Hot damn, dude. Well, I'm glad you're okay and you didn't lose your eye. Yeah, that could have been bad. When you're real smart, you know. Not that we really need your eye. We need your golden voice for this show, and that's all we need. But still, we don't want you to lose your eye. You know?
No.
It's not that noticeable. Okay, right. How was your week, Eva? I heard you just got in from Fargo.
I was in Fargo for the weekend. I flew in like 3 hours ago.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Did you see the Coen brothers up there? Were they shooting another movie or anything? Or
nothing that crazy. Was just there for a wedding.
Oh, how was it? Who got married?
My good girlfriend Courtney got married, and I was part of the wedding party. So it was just a busy weekend.
You have quite a few friends in Fargo. You go there quite a bit, it seems like.
I do. Some of my favorite people are there.
I know you just did a bachelorette party, right? And now you just did. So was that the same for the wedding? It was the same girl? Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I imagine if anybody wants to party, they invite Eva Steele.
Yes.
You bring the party.
And then I just booked a gig in Fargo in December. So.
Oh, that's right. So you were telling us last week, Dirty Sexy Riot is doing a gig in Fargo.
That's right.
Good for you guys, man. Good for you.
Yeah. So excited.
Which just shows you that boobs are always an essential business, right?
I guess they never go out of style.
Hey, you know what they say, you've seen one pair, you want to see the rest of them. So well, B-Rock, I'm glad your eye is okay. I'm glad you guys are all good. We got a lot to talk about. So what do you say? Should we get into some freaks given, some flips given? We're trying to be nice. We're trying to be nice because we have a youngin on the show today. And actually, before we go into that, do you want to introduce our guest real quick?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you.
Yeah.
Of course
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We have Taj Farrant on today. I'm so excited.
This kid's amazing.
A literal prodigy. This kid is 11 years old. If you guys have not heard of him, brace yourselves because this kid is doing some crazy ass big things all the way from Australia. But he's even been on Ellen, which we'll get to talk to him about here in a little bit. And then I get to bring in Diamante for my segment with me.
That's right. Good friend of ours. And she's an upcoming artist and she's starting to kill it. She's starting to really kill it. And I'm curious. I'm always curious to hear how people in relationships deal with touring life and their 24/7 music career and also balancing their relationships, because that's describes my entire life. So I'm very interested in that. But before we get to that, it's time to get into some flips given.
Some flips given.
Some people got many and others have none. We're all going crazy, so come and get one. It's some Thanksgiving.
Aren't you glad I censored the song today?
Oh, thank you for doing that. I was like, oh God.
So I think the top thing that we should talk about is the thing that we said we promised we were going to do this week, which is review Adam Sandler's Hubie Halloween. I watched part of it. I didn't see the whole thing. It's been a busy week, but B-Rock, you saw the whole thing, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I watched it last night.
You want to give a little review about your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to give it about a 6.5. Maybe I'll do a 7.
That's it.
Well, the thing about these Netflix movies, I'm really glad that Sandler's doing them because they're not like, out of the ballpark. You don't nail them, but it's still entertaining. It's still something to watch. I watched it. But
I will agree. From the little bit I saw, it was definitely no Wrong Missy. I thought that was way better. I think just because the cast was so amazing. But
Wrong Missy was by far one of the funniest movies I've seen this year.
Yes.
Not to give too much. I don't want to give anything away because everyone should watch it. It's worth watching. But he's kind of like a 40-year-old virgin character during Halloween. He's got like this dorky canteen. And then they bring a lot of things back from his older movies, like they bring in O'Doyle, O'Doyle Rules.
O'Doyle Rules.
They bring it in, and it's funny. It's funny, but it's not
kind of a nod to the
right
past
home
things.
about. Yeah.
So not a fan, or not his best work, is what you're saying.
I'm not disappointed that I watched it. I won't watch it again, like next Halloween.
No, it's not like Hocus Pocus, where that is like.
No, it's not like a.
That's a classic.
I guess. Yeah. No.
All right. Well, you know what? Good attempt. Adam Sandler.
A for effort.
A for
Can't
effort.
win them all.
Right. Keep trying, and keep going. Also, this week the Billboard Music Awards happened. Pretty excited about that. Some of the winners that I have listed here are Billie Eilish, who won Top New Artist and Top Female Artist. Post Malone just swept the place. He got Top Artist, Top Male Artist. Jonas Brothers got Top Group. Kanye West got Best Christian Album for Jesus is King. That's kind of weird. But also our friends in Skillet were nominated, so we're very happy for them. Very happy for those guys. We love them.
Love that.
Have you guys heard one song from that Kanye West album then?
Not one.
I haven't heard a thing. Yeah.
I don't even know that he had one out, to be honest with you.
Nope.
I
didn't know either.
I got to be honest. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I'm not a fan.
I can't.
He's a bit odd.
I don't hate Kanye. I think he's a super odd duck. I think that some of his music is kind of genius. But no, I haven't heard anything off of this. And I think everybody lost a little bit of respect from him that year that Taylor Swift won Artist of the Year or whatever at the MTV Video Music Awards. And he went up and took the microphone from her and he was like, no disrespect, but Beyonce should have won.
Yeah, that was kind of a
just
turning.
been like,
That was kind of a turning point for me. And it's just been kind of a steady spiral downward since then.
Well, he's really got to watch his ego because that's what gets him in trouble. He thinks he's like, the top
I haven't really listened to his stuff since Late Registration. That was a really good album, but I should give it a chance because as a musical artist, I should not discriminate regardless of who they are. But another person that I love is Lil Nas X. I was so glad that he got Best Remix for Old Town Road, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
And of course, Lizzo. Love me some Lizzo. Got top song sales artist. Khalid got top R&B artist. Cardi B got top female rap artist. So
even with all the controversy.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was so, because like whether you love the song or hate the song, we're all talking about it. Right. And whether you want to splash your opinion out there, like it's just free advertising. So there you go. If you want to make it, just get crazy. What was cool though? Tool. Was one of my favorite bands growing up, won Best Rock Album. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
They were also nominated for Top Rock Artist, but Panic at the Disco ended up getting it. So I don't know. It's kind of a I don't know. I wouldn't categorize them together in a million years, but still, I guess it's just hard to nail down. There's so many different types of rock.
So okay, but
that's
like
really goofy. Panic at the Disco would, yeah.
It's odd. But like speaking of music industry stuff, have you guys heard about this new the Blackpink documentary on Netflix?
Yes, that's right. And funny you say that because BTS won also on the Billboard Awards. I believe they won. What did they win? Oh yeah, top social artist, fan voted. So it's I don't know if it happened with them. I know the documentary is out there. I haven't seen the documentary, but I've been seeing it on the news a lot about kids being shipped away to training camps to become K-pop stars, and really not a lot of them make it. But still, it seems kind of messed up.
Wait, so obviously based on a true story out of where? I'm not familiar with this at all, to be honest, guys.
Oh, with K-pop?
Yeah.
Oh, well, K-pop is an awesome thing. Like, as far as the music goes, it's great. I love me see NCT 127, and of course, Psy, who did Gundam Style.
Okay,
was like one of the kings of K-pop. But now it seems like they're trying to really manufacture and force these K-pop artists. I haven't seen the documentary, but I definitely will this week. So maybe next week I can actually touch a little bit on it. I've just seen a little bit in the news, but it definitely looks interesting. So I definitely suggest everybody check that out.
Yeah, for sure. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard about it. So
yeah.
And it's just interesting to watch. Like, and like these parents apparently are just like, yeah, whatever.
I guess the parents are okay with
never.
I have to check into it. It does sound interesting.
I don't know. I mean, and it doesn't seem like that would be a smart time to do it anyway, because the touring industry is shut down. There's no concerts going on. So,
but speaking of concerts going on, the Flaming Lips.
Oh,
they just did their bubble concert.
So awesome.
How cool is that?
Oh man,
I think it's really funny. Actually, I think it's awesome.
I love the Flaming Lips. I think where did they get all those bubbles? Like, how much did
innovation?
That cost? Amazing, so brilliant.
They're like, hey guys, you know what I think would be the greatest idea ever?
Well, it's funny because like the same thing is going on. Halloween is coming up, and in my opinion, you're already wearing masks. So do you think it's a good idea that we still continue trick-or-treating?
If people can vote in person, you can trick or treat.
Well, yeah, there you go. If you can vote, you can trick or treat. If you
seriously though, but like you're not touching these. I mean, like you're not touching the children. That sounds so creepy.
Okay,
but you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Isn't this like the safest holiday you could ever have for COVID?
I mean, that's the thing. You're already wearing masks, but now people are getting creative and they're putting these like candy chutes on their railings to get your candy
genius.
But still, you're touching the candy. So are you sanitizing the candy? Are you wearing gloves while you hand out the candy? And look, she's already wearing a mask. So like, why don't they make N95 Halloween masks? But like, of like gold.
You know what? Leave your candy in your pumpkin. When you get home, you have gloves on, right? Spray the shit out of that stuff with Lysol or whatever.
Yeah.
Shake it around.
I hope you like Lysol with your Snickers. It's like lemony fresh.
Rappers,
The
right?
one thing that I will say that I don't like, because I do have a daughter that I take trick-or-treating, and I think this is disgusting, when people get those plastic gloves and they fill all of the fingers with random candy and then tie it shut, and then that's what they give your kid. Like, stop it. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's wasting
gross.
gloves.
Pretty gross. Yeah, that's,
And it means you touched it.
Yeah, it means you touched it, and people need those rubber gloves. Save those for the medical workers, people, all right?
And hairstylists.
You know what else
no
I saw?
caramel apples this Halloween though.
I saw people doing candy launchers where they literally blast candy at kids, and I'm like, here you go, Timmy. You want a black eye with your Reese's?
Just
like
like
a
Brock.
marshmallow gun?
Just like B-Rock.
Just like B-Rock. He'll look just like B-Rock. Ta-da! Yeah, so that's going on. I'm right there with you though, because I love when the trick-or-treaters come to my house. Now that I'm a homeowner, like when they come to my house, I go crazy. I put on a really creepy clown mask. I have it right here.
Oh god.
Oh my lordy. Can't take this guy anywhere.
That's actually pretty fucking like with your personality and movement. That is frightening.
I love this because the kids start freaking out. A couple of times, I've gotten a few criers though, and then I feel really bad. But you know what? You got to learn sometime that this life is going to throw crazy things at you, and I'm crying all the time, especially after I saw those dueling presidential debates this week. Have you guys seen those?
Nope, I didn't. Not this week.
I really don't want to get into it, but I do have a few jokes written about it if you guys want to hear them.
I do want to hear it.
All right, then it's time to get into our weekly medicinal laughter, everybody.
Medicinal laughter.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Be afraid. Be very afraid. It's time for medicinal laughter. First item on the docket is Joe Biden has been throwing drive-up rallies all over the country to stay on the campaign trail, hammer home his plans to build back better, as he says. while making sure everyone remains safe, which is great. But Biden himself has decided to also drive up to the mic. But the crowd keeps getting distracted by his turn signal he left on since he pulled out of the driveway. Meanwhile, Trump is continuing his Lollapalooza tour and pushing his new plan, if elected, to kiss everybody. So looking forward to that. We all get to suckle on the Mad King's COVID hole if he wins. A third presidential debate will be held in Nashville. Luckily, I will be out of town for that. And considering the chaotic crapshoot the first debate was, the commission still has not specified any rule changes, such as cutting off the candidates' mics while they're not supposed to speak. But they did announce that the moderator will be armed with a spray bottle to spray the candidates for interrupting. No, bad candidates! No! Stop! In online conspiracy news, now many Trump supporters have taken to Twitter, Facebook, and various message boards to help spread the word about Trump not having coronavirus at all. But in fact, the virus itself is just a microscopic brainalyzer that the aliens spotted over New Jersey have implanted in his brain to control him and help get as many people infected to bring world peace as the Earth becomes the newest hive-minded planet to join the alien Galactic Federation, finally proving the Earth is flat, QAnon is real, scientists are fake, Hillary Clinton does eat babies, the water is making the frogs gay, Antifa is actually the name of a giant black hole trying to gobble up the entire universe, and Trump alien controller Balgragonk, the overlord pro-lifer, will rule the galaxy in Supreme Court for the rest of all time and space. Now, I want to thank you all for coming along with me on that wild ride, and I would just like to point out that everything I just said in that joke was completely made up by me, but due to the times we live in, you have to admit I did have you going there for a good long bit, didn't I? Well, in case you missed it amongst the chaos, the Supreme Court justice rulings have begun, and otherwise known as Beer Fest 2. She drank beer. She always liked beer. She still likes beer. They drank beer, featuring the return of Squee. Coming to theaters way too soon. Many questions were fired at Judge Amy Coney Barrett to get her opinion on several issues, including women's reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights, the Affordable Care Act, climate change, claims of delaying the election, and the constitutional transition of power for a losing candidate to get his ass out of office. And her response to all of them was, I don't know. To summarize the whole job interview, it was like this. Judge Barrett, do you know anything about any of these things? No. You're hired. Now, on to more important things. Do you speak any other languages or play any musical instruments? Yes, Senate Republicans are trying to move as fast as they can to ram their Supreme Court pick during an election year, which is something that used to be really, really bad and really, really important not to do, but now, not so much. The Senate once again reeks of hypocrisy, BO, and milk farts, and is pretty obvious to see where Amy Coney Barrett's loyalties lie, but it's not all bad. In good news, I just found out, if appointed, she has promised to adopt every single child in the country that will be forced into full term due to her religious laws, and Senator Lindsey Graham has agreed to pay all the child support. Thank you, Lindsey. You're a hero. While Ruth Bader Ginsburg's body still hasn't even gone cold yet, Republicans in Washington are working as fast as they can to build their new version of the border wall. It's called the new right-wing Supreme Court human wall. I'll explain. As a thank you to Trump for getting her super sweet gig, Judge Barrett is happy to return the favor by obstructing democracy just a little bit so we can, keep on making America great. Because if you just look around us, you can see we're all just drowning in greatness. Oddly enough, that happens to be one of our new podcast sponsors. So let's go into an ad read. The new and improved right-wing Supreme Court human wall. This new human wall will deflect democracy 100% satisfaction guaranteed by using the power of slingshot technology. It works like this. Unless Trump wins by a landslide, unless Trump loses by a landslide in the election, they'll just use the Supreme Court to slingshot him back into power. You see? And yes, the bad news is America will become the newest autocracy in the world, but the good news is no more waiting in lines to vote anymore. The new right-wing Supreme Court human wall, 100% paid for by Mexico. Maybe, maybe not. Don't quote us on that. The dueling grandpa town hall debates just happened, and both candidates were pressed on several issues. Biden was pressed on many things, including racial wealth gaps, the pandemic, reducing unemployment, etc. And to his credit, he did give some good answers. But eventually, of course, after stumbling and correcting every misspoken sentence and gathering all 1,500 thoughts at once into a long-winded word adventure of an explanation, while the people who asked the questions had a look on their face that said, "I can't feel my heels." I think Biden's slogan should be, listen to the words I say, not in the way that I say them. Meanwhile, on the Trump town hall debate, He was pressed on many, many, many issues. In fact, the entire time from every direction, he was pressed on lots of issues. Too many to go into, but one in particular was a simple one. The fact that the president of the United States is constantly retweeting nonsense and trying to peddle conspiracies and fearmonger amongst his followers. NBC moderator Savannah Guthrie said to him, "You're the president of the United States, not someone's crazy uncle," to which he replied to this comment, ranting and raving like someone's crazy uncle. Mary Trump was at home saying, "I think they're starting to relate." In good news for me, though, and I'll wrap it up with this. In good news for me, after watching about 20 seconds of the Biden town hall, I was overjoyed to discover I had found my new sleep meditation audio. Watching him weave through his long, lengthy answers, which then led to more long-winded, lengthy stories. Honestly, I had the best night's sleep I've had in 4 years. So there's the silver lining. Meanwhile, the Trump town hall is now my new weed killer. I will blast it over loudspeakers directly at them until all of them either wither away and die or pack up their roots and move to Canada. And that is your weekly medicinal laughter. It is now time to turn it to Eva for Eva After Hours, everybody.
That's right.
All right.
Oh, yeah. It's Eva After Hours.
It's Eva After Hours. Woo!
And we have a special guest coming in for this segment. Last week, we talked about long distance relationships and how long they work for and all the statistics on that. I'm going to bring in Diamante right now.
Woo! Everybody, give it up for Diamante.
Yeah.
And she's in my house. And don't worry, we got tested. We're both negative and we're good to go. So lay it on her.
Perfect.
Lay it on us, Eva.
Okay, so last week we talked about long distance relationships and how difficult they can be and the statistics of how long they last, blah, 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 blah. My question, I guess, for you is being in the music industry and dating another fellow musician. How are you guys making that work?
I mean, quarantining together has definitely helped with the long distance thing. But to be honest, we started dating right before the whole pandemic started. So we actually haven't had to deal with the long distance stuff yet. But we both have experience with it. So I don't know. It's just a matter of like trusting the other person, communicating on a constant basis, but understanding the other person's lifestyle. So that's why I think it's actually a huge pro to date someone in your field, especially music.
Because they get it.
Yeah.
They get, because I bet dating people that don't do what you do, they get upset probably when you're on the road or you're touring or they can't be with you all the time and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that happens a lot. And it's because they haven't lived it, so they don't fully understand.
Yeah, no kidding. It's crazy. So when this all picks back up and we're allowed to have concerts again in 2021, hopefully, there's going to be a new learning curve for your guys' relationship because you have been able to quarantine together.
Yeah, for sure. I guess like our rule is we're going to try and see each other every 2 weeks. Like that's our limit. 2 weeks, I'll fly out to you, you fly out to me. So I think like as long as you put in the effort to really keep that relationship flourishing even when you're gone, I think you're good to go. I have so many examples. Like the two guys in my band are married and they have like the coolest, most awesome relationships ever, even though they're gone. Like
It takes a strong woman to deal with a touring musician.
Yeah.
And it takes a strong man too.
Totally. Absolutely.
So now another question, I guess, with dating another fellow musician, is there ever like a jealousy if somebody's career is doing a little better than the other one?
Sound effect. For me, no. For me, the way I see it is I'm Taylor's biggest fan because that's the kind of love and support that I would want from my partner. So I think that is what keeps the relationship strong. And the jealousy thing, I just don't have that in me because I want my partner to do well because that makes me happy. And I think, I can't speak for him, but I hope.
Well, then why don't we let him speak for himself? Ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Carroll, everybody! Come on in, Taylor! Well,
There he is.
It's a nice little jolly old episode.
What's
So
up,
Taylor, are you the jealous type if your girlfriend that's in the industry doing better?
Yes!
Yes.
No.
He did it.
He hit the
I'm
nail.
jealous when he doesn't give enough attention to me.
Yeah, he's jealous that I don't get enough attention to him.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, she hit the nail right on the head. No, we completely support each other. That's why this thing works out. Because I think her and I have both experienced over the years that never works out. When people are jealous of one another and they don't understand your business. You know what I mean?
Yep. When they're not in the same industry.
I feel like what helps you guys is the hair color also, because it's a switch-up. We've got Taylor with the pink Pepto-Bismol, beautiful.
That's right.
And then Diamante has this gorgeous ocean of blue.
Well,
I mean,
it's
ocean
a
blue.
switch-up, so that's got to help, right?
I can speak for the opposite because my girlfriend is not in the music business, and she's right here. Give it up for Emily. And
Oreo.
The party over there, jeez.
It is a party. I'm just sitting at my house by myself.
Where's my dog's outside.
Don't worry, Oreo is also tested. He's tested negative, but
Are you sure?
Also, when you guys are both touring, are you going to be able to have a dog?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. We actually talked about getting a little fur bababy.
We're like, we'll dump it off at your mom's or my mom's.
We got babysitters all over.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
you
what I
got one right over here. Now get off my show.
mean? We'll babysit Oreo. You guys can babysit Beetle and Grizzly.
Beetle. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Grizzly and Cody.
Grizzly, Kodiak, and Beetle.
They're going to have
Oh my God, I love that. I think that's so great.
Very
Well,
nice.
I think it's been proven, though. I mean, I guess that it can, relationships in the music industry can work. As somebody, I'm in the industry in a totally different way than you guys are in the industry. And there's always like a feeling of like he's being left out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because he's not in the industry and he doesn't get it at all. So yeah. So like you said, it's about having, the respect and the love and understanding and patience, I think, are probably some of the biggest things that you can have in a relationship when you're both in that crazy industry. So there you have it for Eva After Hours, everybody. That was it. We just knocked that out.
That was B-Rock's worst to best. I can't wait to see what he...
Wrong button there, RJ. Wrong button.
Eva After Hours.
And Emily did that sound effect.
Our man's got some chubby fingers over here, I tell you what.
Thank you, Tia and Taylor.
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us. Make some noise.
Thank
for
you
guys.
so much.
All right, I'll see you for a glass of wine later. All right,
you guys.
we're gonna have a cocktail. You guys make yourselves at home. Yeah. We're actually staying at our place for a few days. They're in town, and then we're heading out to LA. So that was really interesting. Thank you, Eva.
Yeah, no, that was great. I think that's so awesome to have them on. And on that note, you guys, everyone in our comments has been begging and begging and begging for Taj. I think it's time we bring him in.
Let's bring in Taj. He's ready to step up and pop in. What's up, Taj? Everybody, yo, what's going on?
How are you?
And we have Dad Brandon along too here.
Hi, Dad Brandon.
Thanks so much for having us, guys.
Thank you so much for coming on. This is such a treat. People are going insane that we are having you on our podcast tonight.
What time is it by you?
Just lunch. We just had lunch.
12:30.
Yeah, 12:30.
Okay.
Oh, wow, okay.
All right. I don't know how time zones work.
And they're in Australia for people that don't know, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Mama Bear got him up early this morning. She's had him showered. Schoolwork's done. He's already rehearsed for the day. He's about to do this, and then I think he's going to go drive his buggy, whatever he wants to do. Time to have a bit of fun.
Is playing guitar part of your schoolwork?
No.
I can relate because growing up as a kid playing music, like when I was doing school, it was like maybe a little bit of math, a little science, and then it's like 98% music class. So I'm sure you can
Which is
relate.
awesome.
Yeah.
And for those
we're
that don't,
actually in the studio at the moment.
you're what at the moment? I'm sorry.
We're in the the Australian accent. We're in the studio at the moment.
Oh, very
Very
cool. I
cool.
like
Oh,
your
Great.
studio.
Awesome.
Very cool. And for those that don't know, Taj is 11.
Woo!
And you've done some really, really, really cool things already at 11 years old. Australia's Got Talent, right?
Yes,
And-
I did Australian Got Talent.
And the Ellen DeGeneres Show,
Yeah.
which is
Very
amazing.
Both are awesome.
So what's
Yeah,
your
That photo was so weird when I was taking that photo in front of the thing. I was like,
Look at those sunnies. Did you see those sunnies I had on? That's a vacation.
Wait, what was that
pair of
pose,
sunnies
Todd?
you've
Can
ever
you do
seen.
that pose again that you were talking about?
Woo! Nice.
So what's the favorite? What's your favorite guest appearance that you've ever made?
It was probably Rob Thomas when I played with him.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
It was
Look
just
at you
probably
go.
the energy that was there because I was playing backstage and I didn't even know I was going to be playing with Rob. I thought he was just introducing me to like him and his mates and the band. And then he goes, "Come up here." And he was like, "What song do you know that I've done before?" And I go, "I don't know anything but except for Smooth." And he goes, "I haven't played that song in a while, but I'll do it."
Santana, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, so you played the Santana guitar part, right?
Yeah.
And you got to meet Carlos Santana. I see. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Played with him.
Really
Yeah,
rad.
that's the guitar. The guitar's over there, actually.
So Taj, when you started doing this, were you just a natural? Were you not afraid of being in front of people after you learned to play a little bit?
So I would say it probably took 2 years for me to get in front of at least 5 people.
Okay.
Wow.
So it took a
2
while.
years, that's it.
And then, yeah, and I think that was actually my first concert ever. The one with the purple.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool
wow.
guitar. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and you're sponsored by Gibson, correct? You're one of the youngest artists ever to be sponsored by Gibson.
I'm not sponsored by Gibson anymore. I left Gibson, and now I'm with Kiesel.
Oh, very cool.
Okay.
Did they treat you good?
Yeah. Have you seen many Kiesel guitars or no?
I've seen a few, yeah.
They're a little bit weird.
You've got your own, you've got your own signature one coming out,
I'll show you my signature model.
Oh, let's see it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see it.
which would be pretty cool because not a lot of people have been able to see it up close yet. So,
So I love Star Wars, and I called this Leia.
Oh, very cool. Look at that
Wow,
thing.
that's
How awesome is that? Are you
Yeah.
also a Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
oh yeah, he loves his Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
can you
awesome.
explain for people that don't know with the neck, like the head's gone? What's that all about?
Yeah, so with the headstock, it just allows like a lot better tuning and
So you
more
tune from down here.
like more stability. And Taj is such an aggressive player, you know, like Gary Moore and those sorts of players.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, because he is so aggressive, we needed to get him onto something that he could just tear its face off, and it could take the beating that it deserves.
I'll grab the other one.
So yeah, we got I think we got 5 new ones on the road. They're being built for him at the moment. He's got 2 here that they've just sent. I mean, look, he's got so many beautiful Gibsons that he still plays. He's got 64 SGs and all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, at the moment his workhorses are the Kiesels
This
because
one
they're
and
light.
then this one.
Nice.
the-
Where are
wow.
they based?
Oh, I like that one.
And this
Yeah.
one called Vader, which is Darth Vader.
Ah, very cool. Now, where's the guitar company based out of?
America.
in California.
California. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So did you guys? So obviously you went to Los Angeles to be on the Ellen show. Do you guys make trips up there quite often?
Yeah,
yeah.
we're in LA probably most. Like when we hit the States, it's obviously LA first. We try to catch up with the fam and the crew because we built a great little friendship and community base over there. As you guys know, in the music industry, everyone has their little cliques and that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, we just hang out over there and we try to catch up, you know, with our friends. And Taj is trying to write at the moment because obviously he's working on an EP. So just working on collaborations and all that stuff. And I mean, as quick as we can get on that plane and get back over there and start, you know, making people's heads spin,
So,
watching him play.
Speaking
you know,
of-
they're
What was
doing-
it, the VA?
Speaking
that was
of
very
working
super.
on this new music, you've got a new single.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So me and my co-writer Jake, we were in the studio and we were trying to figure out what we were going to write for a song because we needed a song. So we started playing around with some licks and some chords and some runs, and then we found a really good chord progression. And then I was up all night trying to think of words, and then it just clicked. I can't sleep. So that's where the whole words of Just Can't Sleep came from.
Nice. So do you find that you write better like late at night? Do you feel like there's more creative juices flowing at that time? Or
I can't get him going before 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
I'm the same way, man.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's funny because like people go,
I'm a night owl, but I hate mornings.
yeah.
I don't
Hey,
eat
don't we
breakfast.
all?
Hey, he's a true rock and roll star, man. He's an 11-year-old, but he's like my wife thinks as Taj as like a little Benjamin Button, like his life's backwards. He was born like 60 years old with the soul of a Southern man.
Yes.
And he just plays the blues and he's got it all in his soul. But we love it. We're blessed. I mean, you guys are blessed as well. We're in a great industry. We're taking a bit of a hit at the moment, but we get to do something we love every day. And, I'm blessed to be part of this with Taj, and not just his dad, but for him to also let me be part of the managerial side and let me help be part of those decisions to make his career do what
You're a
it
good
does.
father,
So,
man.
we're
That's
a good team at the moment.
That's very cool. I kind of have a very similar dynamic between me and my parents. My parents used to tour with me. My mom used to tour manage us. My dad used to drive the RV all across the country when we started touring. But a lot of my early influence was music that my parents showed me. So what kind of, and I've heard you playing, I heard you've got some of those classic blues styles of playing. Do those influence kind of derive from the music that your dad listened to, that your parents listened to?
Well, Dad actually used to listen to a lot of rap, and
really,
I like to listen to.
I just used to
rap
like I'm a lyric person, so I find there's a lot of great artists out there that are lyrical, and just because I love a good shred, as you know, like obviously teaching Taji and that. I love the greats. My favorite artist in the planet's Gary Moore, obviously, and same with Taj, because it's just. We sit in the car all day, and when we're together, that's what we like to listen to.
See, that's like an opposite dynamic, because I think that most parents love like the bluesy rock stuff, and then their kids are like listening to rap music, and the parents are like, "Why are you listening to this stuff? Listen to some Jimi Hendrix or whatever."
Yeah, so like at the moment, like Giselle's doing a lot of. Do you remember Roachford? Lay Your Love on Me.
Yeah.
So, like, the kids have just remastered that track at the moment. So they're doing it at the moment. And Taj just, like, lets it eat for a good 2 minutes straight at the end there. And it's just mental because, like, a song like that is generically pop. It's got that. But then, my daughter and my son can come in here, strip it back, change the key, and write it on the spot. And I think that's what I'm most proud of. Out of everything that they've both accomplished is myself and my wife being able to teach the kids to be able to be completely sufficient musicians in any situation. Like when we got there with Carlos, they go, has Taj heard of Maggot Brain? And Taj is like, nah. And they played it to him in the rehearsal room. He's like, yeah, that'll do. What key is it in? He's like, this. And we just walked out and Carlos gave him a PRS. He didn't even have any of his equipment and he just got out there and played. So it's,
It's amazing.
That's what makes him so professional, I guess, you know what I mean? Because there's not a lot of kids on the planet that can walk up, know what key it's in, change the key on the fly, and solo as the cows come home, So it's super fun to watch. That's probably what I'm most proud of.
So you can just listen to a piece of music and instantly just be able to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. If you just got a guitar now, like I started.
Yeah.
Solo on that. So you just stay in key, and then he just noodles. So that's what we do. Like we'll just work around. Tomorrow we might work on a different mode or a different key, and I just sit there and jam and just be his backing track, and we have a noodle, and he just understands and he just follows me everywhere I go.
Taj, you're kind of looking like a kid at a candy store right now. Can we plug that in and play something? Is that possible? Get a little noise out of that.
Let's get some noise up in here. Give the people what they really want.
And also,
would you give me the acoustic because I don't need to plug in?
Yeah, acoustic or electric.
I'll actually grab both acoustics if you want.
Something that people don't realize too is that not only has he played with Carlos Santana, but he's actually played with Kiss before as well. For those of our viewers learning about him, like look at that picture. That's so rad. That's like every kid's dream.
They don't have makeup on.
It was funny because Tommy Hager came up to me at the end of it, and he walks over and he sort of like gave me a high five, and he kind of shook his head at the same time, and I'm like, what? And he just goes, wow. because it's always like, wow. The kid's just, he goes, he's got it. He understands it, you know?
So cool. That is so cool to hear. Amazing. So also, I see the drum set in the background. I hear that your sister also plays drums?
Oh, well, it originally started with me. I was the original drummer. I was supposed to be a drummer before I became a guitarist.
No kidding. Wow.
And I had an old drum kit, and then Giselle started playing around on it, and she was like, I really like this. And I was like, well, do you want to play? And she goes, yeah. And so I gave her my old drum kit, and then we bought her that one for her birthday.
Have you guys thought about starting a band together?
Yeah.
Well,
So
he's just got his band together.
mean, the whole family has always been musical. Dad was a drummer. I'm a guitarist. My mum can play any wind instrument.
No way.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's so
I think,
cool.
look, you know, we're very lucky in the sense that our kids are not interested in like the video games and all that. They actually have a really cool arcade system at home, like, you know, all the Street Fighters and all that sort of stuff. But they don't do
How
the
about Guitar
online thing.
Hero?
It's been really good for us because I think in a sense they're finding themselves who they are expressively in their schoolwork and their music, and they're tying it all in together. And it's not, I don't find that I have the problem that other parents are having, I guess, in the sense of, it's hard to explain. Yeah, my kids don't have that. You know, they don't pick those other things up from school and bring them home. Like we don't. There's a lot of things that goes into the kids' daily routine that helps, I guess, Cass and I deal with their creative minds, because this one here has to be stimulated at least 8 to 10 hours a day, or he's up like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory all night, just writing and stuff, and then, you know.
I can relate to you there because I never grew up playing. I never had a Nintendo or anything, any of that kind of stuff. I had a drum set, and I was just as obsessed with it. So I can definitely relate to you there. Now, what's the family?
Me. Like, I'm a drummer, and I always thought that Taj would be a drummer, and I'm like, oh my god, I got a boy. This is great. Like, I was on cloud 9. I walked out of the hospital. I'm like, this is it. Like, my life's done. I got a boy. He's going to be a drummer. Nah. Picked up the guitar, and then I got a girl, and then she was like, I'll play the drums, and I'm like, yes, you will.
Yes, I think we need more female drummers out there.
So what are you going to play for us, Taj? You got anything in mind?
You just want, what do you want me to play? You want me to just do a bit of a chord progression? That's how we practice at home. We just lay it down, and you know, that was very obviously simple. It was 2 chords for most of it, and it just allows him to understand how to play in a key and not be too difficult and not anything. And we make it harder and harder each week, and you know.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you for doing
20 times better than I'll ever be, and I guess if there's anyone that's going to be better than you, I'm glad it's him.
Yeah. I'm super glad that you developed this talent at the time that you figured out what you wanted to do with your life. Now, me, I started out just doing music, just being a musician. And then I started really getting a passion for singing. Like now, like singing is like one of my favorite things to do. Have you caught the bug? Like, have you started singing? And do you like singing?
Yeah, well, I sang on my track, but it's
cool.
I'd still rather play guitar than sing. But
you'd rather just play guitar than sing. It is kind of. Do you
I think the thing is with that too. It's what I've noticed, I guess, as dad. Take the manager side off. As dad, I've noticed development-wise, he understands how his voice works, which is great, but I still don't think he understands what to do with it. or where he's heading with it, because he's so confident with the guitar. When you pick up something different, like a vocal or a wind instrument, or, like he wants to play saxophone next, so like it's the next big thing for him. He goes, I just want to shred on a sax as fast as I can on a guitar. And I'm like, all right, well, hey, let's add that to your arsenal. But yeah, I think it's the same thing. It's just a confidence thing. Kids, 11, he's also humble. He's like, I don't really sing that much, but he's very capable.
I think it's really great too that, like, as the parent, you always want to see your kids do better than you did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, I played professional sport, believe it or not. And I always thought that, like my kids would be the rough, tough footy and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Taj, like you asked Taj, like we have mum, my wife.
That was tough.
My wife does yoga and all that. Like she's the eccentric hippie mum. And she always tries to get Taj in to do stuff. And he's always like, yeah, I don't do physical activity. Unless I'm on stage, that's me. I'm good, thanks. So I think it's horses for courses, isn't it?
I relate completely to everything you're saying about being the parent. I actually have an 11-year-old daughter, so just watching her do all these cool, great things, like you're in the background, like, yes, God, look at her go, like. They're just doing better than I ever did.
I'm sure you two have plenty to talk about.
So sorry, don't mind us.
Well, I'm just gonna go.
We're going to take a break. We're going to take the show over.
Todd, what do your friends think, man? I mean, you got to be the cool kid on the block. What do they think of all this?
Cool kid in school, right?
Lessons or?
Well, when I was like 7, 8, I never really had many friends except for 2 friends, which were dad's mates' kids, and I've known them since like 2. So they're really the only people that I talk to. I don't really like or trust anyone else. So
right.
Yeah, he finds it really difficult because like he used to get picked on a lot, and then after Ellen and all the success and everything, like all of a sudden, he's got all these fans and followers, and like he just finds it really hard to find a truthful connection with people. So he's kind of really just got his little clique. Like I said, he's got his friends and family and obviously mentors. Like he talks to Orianthi a lot and Carlos.
Oh, love Orianthi.
Like that. So Taj and Orianthi built a really great friendship. They also have played together here in Australia. And wherever they get a chance, whether it's NAM or wherever, they try to hook up. But they're also working on a track together at the moment on Taj's EP, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
And you're doing one
That is cool.
Gary Moore's son, Jack Moore. They're doing a tribute to Gary Moore. So Jack Moore and Taj are riding on Wednesday this week. So it's all happening.
I'm really good friends with Orianthi too. I met her when she was playing with Alice Cooper. Have you also met Nita?
Nita Strauss,
Yeah, Nita
same
Strauss.
thing. I mean, you know what NAM's like. NAM's crazy.
Yeah,
so like we get over there and
I know what NAM's like.
Yeah, so like for us, it was just like, Taj has been to 3 or 4 NAMs now, and like I said, at that stage he was with with the Gibson franchise doing all that, and which was really fun at that stage of his life. And then all sorts of things change and styles change and different guitars. All of a sudden he wants to play a Strat next to him, and he wants to play a Telecaster, and he's 11. He's just going to keep playing everything until he figures out exactly what's the best for him.
Yeah, NAM is like a musician's Toys R Us, right?
Taj walked in there the first time, and he walked in and he goes like that.
I started crying.
Like, you got to remember, we're
right?
from a little town in
It is
New
pretty
South Wales.
busy. It's overwhelming.
Like, there's not many people. Like, NAM's a big deal for us,
Yeah, it totally is, man. That's great.
I was supposed to go one year and then didn't end up. We B-Rock and I are based out of South Dakota.
Oh, South Dakota. Awesome.
Yeah.
We're staying sort of like where we're from. It's not huge, like in...
RJ.
He always plays the cow sound.
I was about to say, lay down the cows.
Yeah.
Every time we say anything about South Dakota, he has to push the cow sound button because he
All the
thinks
time.
he's so
All the
funny.
If we talk about New Zealand, I think I have a sheep sound in here somewhere.
Is it squealing?
What's a kangaroo sound then? What would that sound
What
like?
sound
They
does a
just
kangaroo
jump.
make?
They just jump. They're silent assassins.
We have
They just
kangaroos
jump in
the
box, right?
Mate, I'm telling you, those things will mess you up if you go near them.
Oh,
So
yes,
we
I know.
Kangaroos, because
Did you see the viral video that was going around and a guy he was actually fighting the kangaroo because it had his dog?
It grabbed his dog and he went up and he punched it. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
I know. That's legendary status.
So with kangaroos, you got to be careful with them when you're in Australia because they grab you, they spin you around, and they go up on their back tail and because on the bottom of their feet they have claws.
Claws, yes. Oh, there we go. We got one.
Yes.
Wait, hold up a minute.
Legit. That dude just walks up. He just walks up and just goes
and punches him
and just chins that 6-foot kangaroo like it's nothing.
Man, in South Dakota, where we're from, in the Midwest, we watch out for mountain lions. They take cats.
I was about to say you're either hitting a mountain lion or like a brown bear or a black bear or something like that.
Right. We don't have bears. You guys have to watch out.
Well, you don't have bears in South Dakota.
You avoid it.
We don't really have bears in South Dakota. We have buffalo.
We do. Yeah.
Well, even interesting because they're big humans.
So there's two things we got to be careful of them in Australia. There's our snakes and the kangaroos. So with the kangaroos, as I was saying, they
look at that.
Go up on their back tail and they grab you with their hands and they just slice you open with their feet.
Woo!
And like,
so look how cute he looks. That's a stitch up.
That is a
stitch up. Like Rocky Balboa.
Got some biceps.
That's so cute. Did you see its arms? It's just like.
Yeah, you got to watch out for snakes, kangaroos, and the dreaded snakearoos. They're crossbreeds out there, right?
And the dreaded snakearoos, yeah.
Snakearoos, watch out for them.
Is that Dwayne the Kangaroo Johnson? Did you see the size of his guns?
I know. It makes me want to go to the gym and work out more.
That thing is terrifying.
He's the size of his chest.
He will run faster than the Dodge Challenger.
What part of Australia are you guys in?
We're about an hour from Sydney.
Oh, okay. Because I've been to Australia so many times, and the last time I was there was actually the last tour I did before everything got shut down for the pandemic. Was in Australia, and it was during the fires that were going on out there.
Oh yeah.
You guys were okay, right?
We were actually in
really close to our house.
Yeah.
We're actually in Vegas with Santana and Human Nature at the time when the bushfires were going on.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
I think he's raised. What did you just raise? About
500,000.
No, it was 250, and then I think they done 119 or 120,000 of it. They donated to like wires for the animals that got burnt and destroyed over in the ground. So
cool.
It's cool. You know, and I think that's
the song that we sung was sick because we call it the song in Australia that most people don't really know, but it's called "Still Call Australia Home."
That's so cool.
Yeah, so they did that, which is pretty cool.
Well, thank you guys for doing that. That's really cool.
We've got some viewers asking some questions here.
Absolutely.
We've got Jenna asking if Taj can come play with Hailstorm, please.
I would love to do that. How can we make that happen, Mr. Dad Manager?
You just when this ends.
You know
info
what you do?
at tajfarrant.com.
All right, there we go.
Very discreet.
Not a problem, man. We can make anything happen. Look, I think with the right, as soon as this COVID thing lifts, it's time to let it eat. He's so ready. And I think the best part about it is Taj got so good and he was on the road. He's got really, really good being stuck at home all day, every day. So I'm so eager to get him out and just let him let it eat and just let people see what he can really do because he's acoustic really well too because he wasn't known as an acoustic player, and then obviously Tommy Emmanuel, all those sorts of players. He's just started playing.
And now you start doing Surfing with the Aliens or Joe Satriani on it.
Hey, Joe Satriani, there we go.
Love Joe Satriani.
We've got so many people.
Do you feel like more in the future you'd be, like a Joe Satriani, kind of like a solo guitarist? He had Chickenfoot with Sammy Hagar. Or do you feel like you might develop like a Guns N' Roses band kind of in the future, something like that?
Well, his band's actually, we've done the final selections for it. We tried to audition children, and that was a interesting process.
There was one other kid that was good. And he was a drummer, and his name's Rekka.
He's one of Taj's best mates in America, and we could have got him, but on the others,
Cash and Mab.
Yeah, we could have got Cash and Mab too.
Well, maybe in the future.
A lot of the NAM kids that are all sponsored, they will probably end up having a really good band later on. But at the moment, we've got Taj, 3 great guns here in Australia. They've all played with great bands themselves, and they want to experience this with Taj and follow the journey.
I have actually a friend of mine that's watching who has a son that's about the same age, and Dylan wants to know if you prefer to play acoustic or electric better.
Electric.
Yeah, just like the shred.
Why is that?
More interesting sounds, right?
See, Dad
Dad
likes to
just
sit by the campfire with his acoustic and just, live my best life.
You see,
he
I'm
just
the
wants to shred.
opposite. I prefer playing acoustic because I am not a shredder. I'm just like a hold down 3 chords, and I'm more on the songwriting side than the shredding side. So I'm the opposite, but I got mad respect for that.
Yeah, and I think too, Taj, as well. When I notice certain things, like certain areas struggling, like songwriting, like with that first song, that song just came out of necessity because we had to get something out, and anyway, Just Can't Sleep came out of necessity of we were at that stage and it was time to release something, So we got that, and then now he's writing with some of the biggest artists on the planet. So having Anthony behind him, and, Santana and all these people that he's really fortunate to have in his corner. I think he's going to be able to learn to write properly and with people that have really understand the process of it being organic and not forced.
Yeah.
Taj, your co-manager Scott Dorsey says he wants to hear you shred the electric guitar.
We can do that.
Okay.
That's what I've got 3 comments from them going, plug it in.
I'd like to add a comment. If you're looking for another artist to co-write with, you can call me anytime, man.
Absolutely. And like I said, man, I think it's less about the collaboration for the financial or anything like that. It's more just like Taj needs to absorb so much energy off as many people as he can to really understand who he is as an artist and who he wants to be. So he's going to absorb stuff off Ori. He's going to absorb stuff off Carlos and, the Jeff Becks and all these sorts of people and people like yourself. He's just going to figure out what that is in his own way, and he'll just release it into the world. And if they like it, he'll do great.
Co-writing and dissecting another person's brain in a creative a collaboration is like songwriting boot camp. It just makes you better and stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, the possibilities of the Zoom writing and all that sort of stuff they have now, and sky's the limit with what you can do, I also think it's so important to have a family member on everyone's team. I mean, because in the beginning of our career, you never know. The music business is, there's a lot of shady characters there. So it's good to know that you got someone who also has their heart invested in the music that the artist does. Yeah, look, we're really fortunate. We had a few sharks in the water early on, so I didn't really understand it at that stage, and this is very early on in Taj's career, sort of 2-3 year mark. And then, just under a year ago, I met Scott, and as you know, his father's Ingleburn Humperdinck, which has been a massive part of the music industry. Like, we were only watching some of his videos the other night saying, that would have been sick back in the 70s, and he had the full glittery thing on, and he's doing the moves and that. I'm like, the girls would have been pretty excited.
Yeah, look, he's got it. I know you said Jerry Dorsey, which is Engelbert Humperdinck's real name, and God knows why he had to change it, but it worked, I guess.
Taj, are you ready to shred?
So same sort of thing, though, we're just lucky. Scott and I met. We get along great. And he does the show. I do the show, and he does the business. So I think that's the easiest part. I make sure that Taj's gear's ready, his endorsements are in place, and the equipment's there, and the show's right, the lighting, make sure he's in his. I do all that, and then my wife and Scott manage Taj's contracts and who he wants to collab with, and make sure that the numbers work and that it's okay for Taj to do it and that everything's safe. But that's what we do. That's the show business, isn't it?
There you go. Well, that's awesome. Well, I would love to hear him put on a show right now. Are you ready to shred for us?
All right, well, Dad's going to get out of the road, and you guys can, just enjoy the show now. We might, maybe, you want to do surf?
Totally, I'm excited.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Let him do surf for the aliens just to let it eat.
Let's do it.
All right.
Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, you got to kick the chair out of the way. That's a rock star thing. Yeah, there you go. Woo! Looking good, man. Yeah, crank it. Woo! Crank it, yeah! Woo!
Party going, huh?
I know, thank goodness is your audience. Woo! All right! Incredible. Give it up for Taj, man.
That is amazing.
Amazing. I got to tell you, Taj, I can speak from personal experience that when you're on stage and you're playing in front of a live audience, there's no better feeling in the world. There's no bigger rush you're going to get. And I'm sure right now it must be killing you right now that you can't get out and play shows. How are you coping with not getting that fix playing in front of an audience right now?
Well, I do a lot of live feeds, and with the live feeds, it kind of makes it feel like you're there because you can, or you have a private Zoom, which you have a whole heap of people there. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad we have some way to make it suffice. I'm so glad. You're amazing. You're an amazing player. So before we let you go, would you want to play a little game with us?
Okay.
You want to come a little closer so we can play a game? It's a little segment that we like to call Stop, Drop, Shenanigans. It goes like this.
Stop, drop, shenanigans. Stop, drop, shenanigans. You'll never get me gold.
So, Tosh, it's time that we test your knowledge of guitars. We're going to play a little game called Match the Signature Guitar to the Guitar God. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're going to start with a nice, easy one. We're going to start with Slash. Slash, the amazing, iconic guitar player from Guns N' Roses, was his signature guitar a white Gibson Flying B? B, was it a gold top Gibson Explorer, or was it C, a sunburst Gibson Les Paul?
Sunburnt Gibson Les Paul.
Hey!
And I know the year of it as well. And it's a 50.
Not like 1 second about it. Look at that.
That's right. It didn't take you long at all. That's right. He's done a lot of really signature guitars, but his top signature guitar is the Sunburst Gibson Les Paul. You have spent some time at NAMM. Look at you go. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. David Gilmour, the guitar player from Pink Floyd, known as.
I already know this.
Okay. Well, then you already know. Is it a black Fender Telecaster, a black Fender Stratocaster, or a black Gibson 335 hollow body?
It's a black Stratocaster.
Yeah, you got it, man. All right. All right. I'm so glad you're a David Gilmour fan because he's one of my favorites. What about Jimi Hendrix? Did he play a white Fender Stratocaster, a white Fender Telecaster, or a purple Les Paul?
He played a white Strat.
Yeah, man, he's killing it.
My
He's
gosh.
killing it. All right.
And
How
also,
about
it was a right-handed guitar but strung upside down.
That's right. He played it upside down. That's right. Pretty awesome, right? And in fact,
Also, it was an original 1962.
that's right. Yeah, he knows his stuff. In fact, when they were
Amazing,
selling his
Todd.
signature
Jeez.
guitar, they had it. They would take a lefty guitar and string it backwards so people could play it like regular, like a righty, but it was upside down because it looked just like the way Jimmy played it. So that's pretty cool. Here's a little bit more of a tricky one. I don't know if you're familiar with the band Blink-182, but Tom DeLonge had a signature guitar. Was it a pink Fender Jaguar? Was it an olive green Epiphone ES333 semi-hollow body? Or was it a black and white checkered BC Rich Mockingbird?
It was a BC Rich.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was actually an olive green Epiphone ES333 semi-hollow. That's okay. That's okay. That's your only. That's if even if you get one wrong, you're still ahead. If you get over half of them right, then you're gonna win the game. So I think you pretty much got it because I'm down to my last one. My last one is, and this will be a really hard one. I'll bet you're never ever gonna get this one. But Angus Young from AC/DC, did he play a red Les Paul, a black Flying V, a green ESP LTE, a yellow First Act, a hot pink Daisy guitar, or a red SG?
Well, I'll just get the guitar
Oh, he's gonna get it. Oh my gosh. Oh god.
Did you see him when you asked the question?
So there's two,
Dude, I already know the
so
answer.
there's 2 guitars that he played,
Oh.
and I have both of them.
Oh, okay. Do you have them? Do
way.
you have them
Oh
with
my
you?
goodness.
Should I sell them a secret?
As we all know, Angus Young is an Australian legend from AC/DC, the legendary AC/DC. Are you also an AC/DC fan?
Yes. So
You should be. Oh, there it is.
There we
It is
go.
the red SG. Congratulations.
this is not the
Todd.
red one though. This is an original walnut 1963. I'm at 64.
Wow.
Nice.
That thing heavy,
Can I
Taj?
tell you a secret on that? Are we live or something?
So
That
this
is
is
really
this is the fun one,
Have
and
you
then he's
got-
got.
That's amazing.
It's just all the checking that comes into the timber and
Right,
the
right,
ages.
right.
And-
Have you gotten to meet Angus yet?
no, that's our next plan.
Ooh.
That's what we're working on the moment. You know?
I think that
But,
we need to make that happen.
All good things come to those
Yeah,
who
look at
wait.
that one.
That's the red one.
Do you love playing a red SG?
Oh, that's killer.
So this is actually called the wife. It's
Oh, very
got
cool.
a part on the back of the headshot that says the wife.
That is so cool.
Wow.
So this was my #1 guitar for about 4 years.
No kidding, really?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite guitar?
I'd probably say my purple and blue ones are my favorite now.
Oh, very cool, man. That's awesome.
Wow, you got a lot
Well,
of
you
toys, buddy. That's pretty neat.
Like, I'm learning all kinds of stuff on this tonight.
So am I, actually. You really know your guitars, I gotta say.
I want to tell you a secret about the 64, but I'm not allowed.
But he's not allowed.
Let's say that 64 has really good providence.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
okay.
All right, we'll just leave it at that. All right, that's fine. Fair enough.
That's the easiest way.
My God, that's
Makes sense.
amazing.
Oh my goodness,
That's
you
amazing.
guys.
Oh my God, you guys have been so much fun tonight. I just have to say, you guys thank you so much for being on our show. It's such an honor to have you. And you guys are welcome
Super
back
fun.
anytime.
Yeah,
Anytime
it's
you
so
guys
much
ever want to
fun.
come hang
So
with
much
us, we
fun.
love hanging with you guys.
No, you've all been great, and it's been super fun. And this is the first time Taj has been able to interact and have all that sort of stuff on the Zooms. I just find the Zooms are a little bit different to this. So this is our first one of is it Streamlab or Stream something?
Stream
So yeah,
Lab.
first time we've done that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on
nice.
anytime, guys. Yeah.
As I said, I'm a very big fan of Star Wars.
Woo!
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
As well,
That
you
is
should
Yeah,
be.
well,
May the
thanks
fourth
for having
be
us,
with you.
guys. God bless. Definitely keep us in post about some songwriting. We can make that happen.
Absolutely. I'll make sure that Dan, our producer, exchanges our info, and we can definitely stay in touch, because anytime you guys are in the Los Angeles area, you got to hit me up, because I also live out there. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and same for you guys. You guys ever come to Sydney? You know, we got more than enough room here at the compound.
we definitely
and,
will.
yeah.
Hey, and when
Beautiful.
Hailstorm comes back to Sydney, you got to come up on stage with us and play a song. We got to rep on a solo with it.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Hey, yeah, I know we're
That'd be
all itching to
awesome.
get. We're all itching to play live shows again. I'm sure you are too. But thank you so much for staying creative, because it's so good for your developing mind. It's going to help you grow so much confidence in life and help you achieve your dreams. So keep it up, keep it going.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on our show. It was so
thanks,
fun to have
Brandon
you.
and Taj.
Ah,
Thanks so much for having
Taj,
us, man. God bless and
everybody.
stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Be safe down under, guys. Thank you for hanging.
Take
Peace.
care. You guys
Oh,
have a
my
good rest of your
God.
day.
See you
How
later.
awesome are these guys? Give it up
That was
for the
amazing.
Aussies.
Jeez,
I'm gonna go ahead and say that is quite possibly. I love all of our guests, but that was quite possibly my favorite guest of all time.
sure,
You
that
know,
was
that is a
amazing.
contender. I gotta say, that's up there.
Wow, what a
He
kid.
was so
Awesome dad.
great.
I know, and so grown up and so articulate
Yes.
and so mature. Like, this kid is going to be the Australian prime minister or whatever they have down there.
No, he's like
Prime
way
rib
too
of
cool for
Australia.
that.
Yeah, he's way too cool to get into politics. He doesn't want to do that. He's going to be one of the I think he's going to be like the next Angus Young. He's going to be.
I think you had something, RJ. When you guys go to Australia next, you should definitely bring him on stage.
Absolutely, you guys should come too. Let's have a good old-fashioned.
I'll do the cowbell. I can do the cowbell.
Stop, Drop, and Talk Australia tour. Here we go. All right, let's stop. Oh my God, that was so glad. I'm so glad he decided to come on our show. That is just, it's such an honor to have someone with that much talent coming on our silly show.
I know. Why do people want to do that with us? I'm so confused.
And we had so many viewers that were asking so many great questions too.
So many good questions. He has such an incredible following, and they were definitely on the live stream asking all these questions, and people were so excited to have him on here. It was like, it like made me really, really excited. And I'm like, that just like put me in the best mood. That whole interview did. And I think actually on that note.
Well, I'm sure that you started out dancing really young, right?
I was 2.5.
Ooh, so I mean, I wanted to get more into kind of like music being his creative outlet, his creative release. I'm sure that was the same thing for you growing up, right?
Yeah. It was ingrained in me. I'm a 4th generation dancer, 2nd gen professional dancer. And it's just like, it's ingrained in you. And when it's something that it just clicks in your brain, it's just what you want to do, which I know you can definitely relate to that with.
I'm a 1st generation crazy person. That's not true. Have you met my dad? No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been such a fun show, guys. Thank you guys so much. Are you guys ready for me to wrap this one up on a high note?
Let's do it.
All right, let's wrap it up on a high note this week. B-Rock and Eva, I couldn't have asked for better co-hosts. You guys are amazing. But this week's high note is something I think that you guys will definitely enjoy. It's called, it runs along kind of with the theme that we've been kind of, touching on here and there. We might do a little bit more later. I got a hair out of place. Hang on. There we go. This high note is about conspiracies. Whoa. So I have this analogy. And it goes like this. Conspiracies are like assholes. They're everywhere. They're juicy. Sometimes they're right in your face. Some are legit and some are quite foul. Some are downright frightening. But somehow you can't look away. But all of them, for the most part, are full of shit. So seems that once you fall for one of them, you have to buy the whole package. Most people interviewed on flat earth conventions, flat earthers, these people, they say they also believe in QAnon and the Illuminati and the moon landing was fake and science is one big club of rich boardroom assholes hiding the truth from the people of the world. They rattle off their conspiracy collection like that creepy doll collection George Costanza's girlfriend had in that one episode. Remember that one? There's the one that looked like his mom. Seinfeld's on Hulu, folks. Great pandemic binging.
That is the show about nothing. It is the worst show ever.
Exactly. But I'm saying that once you fall for one conspiracy, you might as well just buy all of them. Like if you believe the earth is flat and every single scientist on this whole big blue plate are under government control, working together to track down every single shred of proof that of the flat earth, so organized and systematically, and managed to keep it hidden from the entire world for thousands of years. Honey, you give the government way too much credit. Also, I think think about this. Think about the real estate opportunities that they could be selling on the underside of the earth. They would definitely want to capitalize on that free land, right? So let's have a little fun tonight and break down some of the greatest hits, shall we? Let's start with this whopper, QAnon. It's all the rage nowadays. Donald Trump calls them people who love our country, while the FBI calls them a potential domestic terror threat. Great. Can't wait to see what 2020 has to offer next. By the way, side note, anytime you hear someone say, I just love my country, it sounds kind of like those are the same people who say, oh no, we don't hate black people. We just really love white people. Yep. There are people who actually say that, but you just want to say, hey, dip knob. But there's no sense of arguing with stupid. So let's get back to our story. They say that Q is a super secret agent working with Donald Trump to secretly battle against those secretive, damn evil Democrat pedophiles. And yes, you guessed it. It has been ridiculously debunked over and over and over again, but yet still very popular on the internet. And of course, Trump won't discredit them because he needs their votes. Same with white supremacy groups, the Proud Boys, violent armed militias. You know, he's like a penis on a creepy sociopath hitting on a woman at the bar. The face says, "Oh, you have the most beautiful eyes," while he's down there saying, yeah, more of that. Whatever works. As long as I get the score.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You're ragging, man.
I might be wrong. I don't know. But that just, it just seems like that. Or how about this classic? The Illuminati. There are thousands of YouTube videos about the Illuminati claiming the secret society is definitely real because they've shut down and erased thousands of YouTube videos about it. Well, okay. Jay-Z has previously said that, quote, rumors of his membership are stupid, and Kanye West has said, quote, this is ridiculous. But of course, that's exactly what a member of the Illuminati would say. Aha! Gotcha! As George Costanza would say, aha! Pizzagate is just plain creative and very catchy. I mean, who doesn't love pizza? Hillary Clinton running a child trafficking ring and eating babies out of a pizza place? When they serve slices topped with baby spinach, you're getting more protein than you think. I mean, this is so stupid. She could have easily just used old Chuck E. Cheese buildings. They're selling for super cheap nowadays. Again, no proof, no evidence. But if you tell a Pizzagator that there's no proof or no evidence, they come back and say, well, there's no non-evidence. By the way, no non-evidence of Rumpelstiltskin either. But would Trump go on TV and shut down this overly debunked claim? No, whatever works. Then there's Obamagate, which claims Obama is bad and did bad stuff. And believe me, he did stuff, trust me, things you don't even want to know, but are super duper true and just so crazy bad, I can't even get on here and name one. That's just how bad they are. Just a general, Obama equals bad. Don't ask questions. Just believe it. Believe me, it's a real thing. It's really bad. Compelling, right? And maybe, just maybe, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, I know I'll get a shit NATO of angry messages, but maybe the biggest conspiracy theory of all is every single religion ever. For centuries, religious believers have been anchored in their unshakable belief while digging and digging and digging to find proof that it kind of backs them up, which is the same method of used for building a house, but starting with the shingles. And look, who am I to say what is true and what's not? I don't know what's going on or how the universe started, but guess what? You don't either. So to fully support extraordinary claims, you must require extraordinary proof. And I'm sorry, but a good old feeling in your soul and a bunch of words written by a bunch of random dudes thousands of years ago, it just doesn't drive home all my support. I love and respect people who have faith, who practice it, use it for good, to make positive change in the world and within their communities. It's just the ones who take it so far and claim that the only factual explanation for everything and the only thing that dictates how we process as a human race. You know, what about this argument? My religion is the one true religion. Okay, what about all the other religions? Oh, those are all fake religions. And why do you believe yours isn't? Because I was told 1,000 times when I was 3 years old that mine is real. I didn't spend my whole life believing in a thing that's not real. Get out of my house. Solid. Now, before you leave that fuck you, RJ comment, go and watch my video from last week, and I'll gladly explain your hostile reaction by a little thing called cognitive bias. Thank you very much. Same thing that keeps my crazy Uncle Mike glued to his favorite cable news network. As far as I'm concerned, if you're willing to stake your life on that level of blind faith, then why not just buy the whole package? Put your faith in that YouTube video that you watched the other day, made by Josh Loves Tit 69, talking about how Satan worshiping murdering rings, where all the pop stars get naked and cover themselves with frog blood and venture into the woods to kill all the unicorns and Bigfoot. Thank you, Science.
Nothing wrong with Josh.
Thank you, Science. We appreciate We appreciate all the things, all these light bulbs in my house, the internet we're using right now, and of course that wonderful Novocaine used when I go to the dentist. What's that, Science? Big oil and coal are destroying the planet and God might not be real? Wow. I'm really invested in those things. That's really inconvenient for me. Oh, fuck off, Science. What the hell do you know? You know, look, full disclaimer. Okay. Look, full disclaimer. This is all 100% pure opinion on my part. I really don't know, and I could be completely wrong. And that's the difference. I'm fine with admitting that I'm wrong and that I don't have all the answers. And I think we all need to remember that none of us do. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to believe or what's right or what's wrong. All I'm going to tell you are 3 things. Number 1, stay objective and question everything. Number 2, keep yourself in check and stay empathetic to others, especially the ones that you don't relate to. And number 3, knowing what I know now about the internet brainwashing, then to everyone out there who loves our country, smash that like and subscribe button on our Stop, Drop, and Talk Facebook and YouTube pages. Annihilate that alert button and keep up to date with everything we've been putting out. And while you're at it, follow our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok profiles, bitch! Because it's undisputed. This is the best show you've ever seen in your entire life, and you will believe that. And you know why? Because you heard it on the internet, so it must be true. And that is my high note this week. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Eva, Vera, Dan Gattulo.
Fun show, guys.
Crazy. Listen to me or don't, but whatever. Steel, come back next week for your favorite show in the world.
Stop, drop, and talk.
Over there. Thank everybody. Have a great night. See you next week,
guys.
Stop, drop, and talk.